friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Kate. This is just going to be a little bit of an update video. So if you are new here, maybe this isn't the right place for you to start, but this is a motherhood channel where we focus on living a faithful motherhood first and foremost. I really want moms to be less overwhelmed, to not subscribe to toxic mom culture that is so prevalent in our society, and to just fall in love with the Lord and really be in love with the Lord and live your life accordingly. So, you know, faithful motherhood is kind of a little bit of a tagline for this channel, and that's everything that I talk about here kind of stems back to that. So if you're interested in that, maybe this isn't the right video to start, but you can check out some of our older videos here on the channel. But today is just going to be a little bit of an update. So if you're not new here, welcome back, guys. I love you. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. The conversations that I have with you on Instagram are just so life-giving to me. Obviously my comments have been taken away off YouTube again, which is so frustrating and so annoying, but yeah, whatever. Life is life. That's how it goes. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update video, because you may have noticed there hasn't been any videos in a while, and I just took a 4-month break earlier this year, and my kids are up from their naps, so it's going to sound like elephants, but I wanted to get this filmed today. I took a break earlier this year because, you know, when COVID hit, our life was completely turned around, and there's some other videos where I've talked about that, so I'm not going to get into that again. But life, you know, I was feeling really good and really motivated and excited to be creating videos again, and then, you know, foster care hits. Life hits again. And I'm just in a really heavy and hard and busy time. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on that and what you can kind of expect going forward. I am hoping to get back. Like, we've started homeschooling and things are starting, you know, we're starting to figure out our new normal, but I just want to thank you for being patient with me. So many of you are just so sweet to check in on me on Instagram. I just love you guys so much. You're amazing. But, life has just been heavy and hard. So you've heard me kind of reference a goodbye. We do have a foster care goodbye coming up. We've had a little guy who's been in our home for over a year. And we're just going through that right now. And, you know, it hasn't been the easiest on any of us. One, it's the longest we've ever had a child in our home. So, you know, and the circumstances around his case, like, it's just going to be, it's our hardest goodbye by far. And we're all feeling that. And as the mom, I have to feel that, but also help my kids through that. Ugh, I don't want to cry. So life has just been heavy, and I really want to be an encourager to you guys, and I don't want to come on here and complain and be crying and be down and sad. I really feel called to be an encourager to you guys, and I know from the emails that I get from you that I am doing exactly what God wants me to do with this channel. Like, the amazing emails I get from you and people telling me that they got into foster care because of my videos, or how much I've helped them as they started the journey, or how much I've encouraged them, or how I've been able to answer questions. Like, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's why it's hard when I'm just feeling like I can't do that for you guys right now. So just know I'm still trying to encourage and cheer you on, but I'm just in a heavy and hard place in my own life right now. So that has to look a little different. So that's the big thing. The second thing is homeschool. So we have started homeschooling our oldest. I referenced this in some Instagram, but I don't think I've talked about it here on YouTube. So I gave my kids the choice. My oldest wanted to stay home. She was having a little bit of anxiety about being back and just loving, honestly, just loving being home and having more time with me. In particular, she just was enjoying being with me so much more. And how can I say no to that? Like, my kid wants to spend more time with me and to be homeschooled, of course. So we are homeschooling our oldest. She is 8 and in the 3rd grade. My second daughter, who's a social butterfly and makes friends with literally everybody in the school. It always amazes me when I would go and pick her up. Like, kids of all ages are talking to her. Every teacher knows her name. Like, she's just that kind of kid. So she was really, really missing the social part of school. So she really wanted to go back. I'm still trying to convince her to stay home. She's been back 2 weeks now, but yeah, she just really wanted to be back. So she is back in school. And then our sweet little Rosie, who just turned 3 in the summer, she is going to preschool 2 mornings a week. And then I'm doing a little bit of homeschool preschool with her here. She was in daycare part-time up until COVID, so she was very used to that structure. She is also very social, loves other kids. She really thrives in that environment. So as much as I wish I could give everything to all of my kids and be everything to all of my kids, I just know some of them have strengths and weaknesses in different areas, and I'm just trying to do the best I can to put them in the appropriate choice for this school year. Sorry. I don't know how long this video will be because they're all ready for me to get out of the office and come and play with them. But yeah, so just adjusting. I've never homeschooled before, and I'm a very detail-oriented person, so I wanted to make sure I was organized and planned and everything. And I'm going to come out, not today, but I'm going to film a homeschool, kind of how my first couple weeks went video. I am loving it. I did not think I would love homeschooling. And maybe as the winter comes, that will change, because when I get stuck inside, I am somebody who thrives in nature. When I get stuck inside, honestly, it's the biggest reason why I could not fathom homeschooling. I could see myself homeschooling if I lived, sorry, my battery just died there, but I can see myself homeschooling if I lived in a warm environment. You know, if I lived in Texas where some of you live, or Florida where it's just warm all of the time and you can get outside a lot, I could see myself homeschooling. But honestly, it was the biggest reason why I couldn't homeschool. Like the teaching part, I actually love. I love planning and preparing lessons, and not that I'm preparing, I'm following a curriculum, but you know, supplementing the lessons and getting different, like I love that part of it. But just the fact of being like home with my kids all the time, I hate winter, so you know, not being able to really get outside. And it's not that you can't be outside in the winter, I get sadder when I go outside in the winter. It doesn't make my mood better. So I live in Canada, like it gets super cold here, -40 Celsius sometimes, like that's just ridiculous. So I found the idea of that really daunting. So I'm not sure how I'm going to feel once winter hits. My mood definitely changes. I struggle with SAD, seasonal affective disorder. So my mood definitely changes in the winter, and we'll see how it goes. But right now, while it's still warm, we're able to do some things outside still. I am loving it. And I'm loving how intentional, like I love living an intentional life. You guys obviously know that if you've been around for any period of time. But how intentional it is with my kids, or with Lilia. How intentional I'm being with my daughter. Like I really want Marissa to stay home too, so that I can have that time with her, because I feel like I'm missing out with her, because we are in this office one-on-one, and you know, right now my husband's home to help with the little ones. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I have to homeschool when he goes back to work, but right now he's home, so we're enjoying that, and we're just having all this one-on-one time, and I'm figuring out her best learning styles and what she's really interested in. Like how much more intentional you can be with your kids when you are homeschooling them is just, it's kind of been eye-opening to me. So I'm absolutely loving it. But in saying that, like it does require a lot of time and a lot of work, and I had to, you know, prepare the lessons. I don't want to open a book and just be scrambling and not knowing what I'm doing. Like that won't ever be the type of homeschooler I am. I have my lessons planned out a month in advance, and I created a whole teacher binder planner for me. I'm loving it, and I didn't think I would love it as much as I am. So I'm pleasantly surprised, but that has, like, I do work for a couple clients, so I have not been able to work on my blog, my personal blog, my work I feel deeply passionately about. I haven't been able to do that because there's just been some other priorities, and then the emotional things that I'm going through. So yeah, that's why there hasn't been any videos, and I'm sorry. I know I was kind of just getting back to a schedule, and then this just seemed to kind of, the news of the goodbye kind of came out of nowhere, and that coincided with starting homeschool. So we're just finding a new groove. You know, there's always seasons of life, and we're just figuring out our new groove. So I hope to have some more videos coming for you guys very, very soon. I have a digital planning series coming out next. I created my own digital planner. I'm super excited about it, and I'm not going to talk about this now because if you want to know more, there's literally a 5 video series coming out. That'll be my next videos. Those are already filmed, just need to be edited. So just forgive me, there's a little bit of a break with the foster care content, simply because I'm just in the thick of the hard right now, and I just feel like I would cry, honestly, every time I just feel like if I make any videos about foster care, they're just going to be me blubbering away. So I just need to step back from that right now, and I know those of you who are foster parents will understand that. So I know I don't need to explain that to you guys. But yeah, I just needed to take a little break from foster care videos. So you're going to see this digital planning series, and then I'm probably going to do some homeschool videos. As a first-time homeschooler, these videos aren't intended to give you help because I'm not like an expert by any means. I'm 2 weeks into homeschooling. But just like, you know, a perspective of her first-time homeschool mom, because I know there are some people that have chosen to have their kids go back to school and they're regretting that decision. And I have a feeling there's going to be another wave of homeschooler moms, especially if COVID numbers continue to go up and schools close or whatnot. Like, we'll see what happens as the school year progresses. But I have a feeling there's going to be more moms that are kind of being forced to homeschool mid-year. Us, virtual school is just not, I don't want my kids sitting on a screen 6 hours a day and having to print and send things. Like, that was a nightmare to me the last bit of you know, the last bit of the last school year, having to do the virtual, it was an absolute nightmare for me. And I'm sure they're more organized. Well, I shouldn't say I'm sure they're more organized because our school board hasn't even started. That's how unorganized they are with the homeschooling, or with the virtual schooling. But for me, it was like a no contest. I'm definitely going to choose homeschooling over the virtual schooling if school was not an option. And I let my kids pick. So the other thing I wanted to update you on, another reason I didn't make any videos, so I have a little bit of a story time to tell you. So we are, if you've been around here for any period of time, you may have heard me, like, this is a temporary house that we're living in, and it's mainly just to like finish fostering our little guy. We wanted to be able to provide him with a stable home in the exact, in the area where the agency is. We didn't want to have to move him or anything because we were moving, but this is not our forever home. When COVID hit, we were planning to move. COVID changed everything, all of our plans that we've been working towards, so we kind of scrambled to find this house. So thankfully, we are actually renting our friend's house, and they were in Lebanon. They became missionaries last year, and they kept their house here. There was another missionary family renting it out, and they left just exactly when we happened to be looking for a house. So we thankfully and graciously, they are allowing us to rent their house from them in the same city where we owned our home. We can still foster and everything because we're in the same region of, where we're licensed, because as soon as you move out of a region, you have to get re-licensed. So I'm not sure if this is how it works everywhere, but when you move out of a region, to my knowledge, you have to get re-licensed in the new region and kind of have to start from scratch. So we just wanted to stay in this region to see out the end of our little guy's case. And like I said earlier, we are coming to the end of that. So we will be moving. When he leaves, we will be moving on. And I'm excited to share with you guys more about that. But that is not the time to share that quite yet. So I just wanted to finish with this story. So I'm sure many of you have heard, or maybe all of you have heard, about the huge blast that happened in Beirut in Lebanon about a month ago now. And our friends only lived about 10 kilometers away from it. And they weren't sure what was going to happen with the country. So with their sending church, our church, and the missions organization, they just decided it was probably safest to come home to see what happened, just kind of watch from here to see what happened in the country. So of course they needed a place to stay. They stayed with their parents for the first couple of weeks, but they decided that they're going to stay a little bit longer, enroll their kids in school here. And we're kind of panicking because we foster, like if we weren't fostering, it'd be one thing. We would just move out and let them move back into their house. But because we foster, we have to obviously show and prove that we could provide a stable home. So it just made things complicated. Anyways, long story short, there's a basement apartment in this house that is not fully finished, but has like the rough-ins and everything. There's a bathroom, a bedroom, and the rough-ins for a kitchen. So they said, we're going to move in to the basement apartment. You guys keep the top half of the house. We're just, there's only one bedroom and there's 6 of them, but they were going to make it work with their daughters all sleeping in the bedroom, and they were going to sleep on the pull-out couch. And, we're going to put a kitchen in and all that. We'll have our own, we would each have our own separate entrance and everything. And of course, it's their house. We want them here. We want to make sure, we felt so bad. Like we wanted to be able to give them their house back and just move and go stay with family or whatever while they needed their home. But because we foster, that obviously we couldn't do that for them. So this is kind of the agreement that we came to, that they were moving in. And that was going to be a lot. 12 people in this house. Again, two separate spaces, but 12 people in this house. Anyways, that was all a rush. And then we had to move because our older daughters were downstairs in the bedroom down here. So we had to move. We moved our bedroom downstairs so they could have our bedroom upstairs. We just moved our whole house around. And then the Monday they had all this stuff here for the kitchen. The Monday that her husband and my husband were going to start installing the kitchen, they came and he said, so change of plans last minute. We got offered this 3-bedroom house in the woods somewhere. Not in the woods somewhere, but another family from our church. So you're actually not moving in. You guys can have this space again. So it was just a little bit of a whirlwind. We're kind of sad that they're not staying with us because we were gearing up to kind of have a fun few months with them. They are still going back. This is not a permanent situation for them to be home. But yeah, so it was just a little bit of a whirlwind, having to kind of move and rearrange and reorganize everything. And again, just another reason why I had 0 time to make any videos. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a life update and let you know what's going on here. My kids are awake from their nap and they are ready to see their mama. We'll probably go for a walk. It's a beautiful day. We got to enjoy these fall days before the weather gets too cold. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, what you can kind of expect going forward. There's going to be a little pause on foster care videos just because I'll cry through them. But I'm going to talk about some other things all relating to what I talk about. I don't only talk about foster care here. So you're going to see a little bit more of like productivity things and a little bit of a homeschool series. I want to show you guys what we're doing. I love watching other homeschool mom videos, and maybe other first-time homeschooler moms would enjoy my homeschool videos. So those are going to be what you're going to see going forward. I promise the foster care videos will be back. I just have to get through this next little bit. And then I can come right back to being your encourager in foster care, because Lord knows foster moms need encouragement. So thank you guys for being here. Subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you. Like this video. Helps other like-minded moms to find my channel. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.